President-elect Donald Trump just made some threats to the BRICS nations. Now, the BRICS nations, it means Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Now, what did he actually threaten them, and why was he so upset with what they're doing? Let's see exactly what he said. Trump says here, the idea that the BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar while we stand by and watch is over. We require a commitment from these countries that they will neither create a new BRICS currency nor back any other currency to replace the mighty US dollar, or they will face 100% tariffs and should expect to say goodbye to selling into the wonderful US economy. They can go find another sucker. It said there is no chance the BRICS will replace the US dollar in international trade, and any country that tries should wave goodbye to America. So why is Trump responding like this? Is because these nations are talking about basically replacing US dollars. So let me just give you just a little bit why they're trying to do that. So if just imagine, for instance, that someone told you, hey, look, do what I tell you do. And if you don't do what I tell you do the way I told you to do it in your household, with your car, with your everything, I'm going to put sanctions on you. Like, you don't tell me what to do, bro. Who are you supposed to be? Do you pay for something around here? No, you don't. So, and I come back and say, look, I'd already told you. Now, if you keep on, I'm going to put sanctions on you. You're like, man, whatever. So I go to the courts here in the United States, put sanctions on you. And like I tell you, all right, I didn't put sanctions on you. Say, man, whatever. So then you go to the grocery store. You go to swipe your Visa card, and they said, oh, your card declined. Like, huh? I said, I know I got money on my Visa card. I said, okay, I'll deal with them later. You go use your MasterCard. Decline. You're like, okay, and this is crazy. Now, I know good and well my bill paid. I got money on here. You trying to check. You see you had some money on there. Then you say, all right, let me get my debit card. Your debit card, decline. And you're like, bruh, hold on. My paycheck just went in there. What do you mean my card declined? Okay, and let's say if you had some cash in your pocket at the time, you just pay with the cash. Okay, cool. So then you get to your car, you call them Visa and say, hey, I know I don't owe no money, y'all, so what's going on? Oh, yeah, we had to close your account because of those sanctions that they put on you. Yeah, we had to close it. You're like, huh? Call MasterCard, same thing. You call your bank, same thing. So now you can't even buy anything with any kind of credit. You can't have your bank account. You can't have nothing, right? So then you say, okay, well, let's see if I can buy something from another country, maybe something I need. And then they're like, oh, yeah, we can't sell to you either because if we sell something to you, then they're going to turn off our water, too, the same way they did yours, because they have a thing called a SWIFT system. All your credit card transactions, all is in the SWIFT system. This is a global. The Western powers, United States and the Western world, control the SWIFT system. So if someone sells to a country that's sanctioned, they'll get sanctioned too, and they'll get kicked out the SWIFT system. So other countries like Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, because South Africa was added to BRICS a year later. That is what happened with Jacob Zuma being, leadership in South Africa at the time to get them into that block. They say, okay, look, bro. We all done kind of had, or some of us kind of flirted on sanctions before. It's not cool. It ruins our economy. It ruins tourism. Tourists from these other countries can't come here because they can't use their credit cards. They can't use nothing because we kicked out the SWIFT system. It's not right this one country could just tell us what to do in our own country. So, hey, man, you got beef with them too with that. Hey, let's get together and let's try to figure out a way where that way, if they come up with this sanction stuff, that we ain't worried about that no more. We cool. Okay, bet. We're going to get together. So now we have a BRICS conference. We have all that. We getting together doing this. We forming a block, right? And this block isn't dominated by the Western world. Now, when you say the Western world, let's call it what it is. European ran countries. Let's just call it what it is. It is what it is. So, you got China, of course, that's, Chinese people, Brazilians, you have them, your Indians. And then you have, Russia, of course. They are European descent, but they're not, quote unquote, the deal with that. And then you have South Africa, the deal there with South Africa. Now, so they get together. They say, well, you know what? We want to create a currency among ourselves. And in all the BRICS nations, we're going to buy, sell, and trade with this currency, right? Because we tired of them telling us we going to get put on sanction if we don't do what they tell us do. So we were like, okay, let's work on that. Now you got other nations saying, hey man, can I be a part of that? Because man, they did me the same thing. So recently they just added more countries like Ethiopia. I know they had the UAE, Saudi Arabia, a couple of, I think Iran, a couple other countries say, hey man, I want to be a part of that. And more countries say, I want to be a part of that too, because they did the same thing to me. So why don't we all get together and try to back off of what happened with them, and not getting our water turned off by the U.S. and all the Western powers, right? So they say, okay, cool. So now that's a threat to the U.S. dollar, the U.S. economy, and the power that the U.S. have throughout the world. So now here comes Trump saying what you just saw just now, with that, saying, hey, wait a minute. No, because if y'all do anything like that, I'm going to put 100% tariff on y'all. So any goods or services coming to the United States, if it's worth $100, you're going to pay a $100 tariff on top of that for you to sell into the United States of America. And that's really what that's about. That is basically the U.S. and other Western powers afraid of other people saying you're not going to turn my water off no more. That's really what that is. Now, how I feel about that, in one instance, they claim they believe in competition and the free market or whatever. But really, they don't believe in the competition and the free market. Because free market be like, okay, nobody water get turned off. Let the best man or woman win, right? See, that merit conversation they like to have here in the United States of America, it only goes so far when it benefits them. But when it's an equal playing field and everybody could try to be on the equal playing field, now all of a sudden you want to be turning other people's water off while you keeping yours on. You feel me? And that's why when I hear these people talking about, oh, merit, and people should be selected by merit, there's a lot of systems in place, even in America, that will block people, and black people in particular know about that will sabotage you based even on your own merits, right? So when I hear them talk about merit, I'm like, man, that's a BS and that's a lie. You don't believe in merit, because I'm like this. If you are the greatest country on earth, as you say, show you the greatest country on earth. Why hasn't that you haven't been on the forefront of curing cancer? If the United States would cure cancer, that would give the United States a whole lot of money. Why aren't they throwing money at cancer, curing cancer? Say, we're going to cure this thing. We ain't talking about no treatment. We talking about cure. Well, the reason why you don't want to even cure that is because there's too much money in the treatment. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the thing. It's like, if you want to be great, then you got to constantly do things to keep making you great on top of great on top of great. But sabotaging your competition doesn't show greatness. It shows fear. You understand what I'm saying? It shows fear. Yes, I'm an American citizen. Yes, a strong U.S. dollar benefits me. Of course it does. Especially when I travel to other countries. Yeah, it's a great benefit that I can go to certain places and my U.S. dollar goes, so much further than what it could ever go here in the United States of America. Trust me on that. Yes, it's also a benefit if you have employees or people working with you in other countries and you're paying them. Sure, it's a great benefit, right? But in actuality, they really don't want to compete. But at the end, I always say this: the bully on the yard can't win them all, because we know from high school, we know from elementary school, whatever, the bully always gets his day. We know that, and when the bully gets his day, people cheer about that, right? They cheer about the bully was defeated. So instead of being a bully, why don't you just work with people? You ain't got to bully nobody, man. Just work with everybody. Be at peace with people. That's it. So that's really what it is. I mean, the BRICS nations just tired of having their water turned off. And, Trump making his threats about all that. And he probably get his way for a time. But he's not going to completely stop globalization. It's just not going to happen.